We are going to Elmina Castle. We are here to honor Elana's 80th birthday, and this is one of the tours. We've been touring Ghana all this while, and we are just having a stopover at this place, like Ore in Nigeria. And so we are moving to Elmina Castle, and the tour is just the beginning. We are enjoying ourselves. Thank you very much. There are about 10 professors here, and many doctors and, bank managers and other friends of L also among the team. We are over 25 in number. And, in my position, I'm leading the team. Thank you. Come on, let's go.
What remarkable quality about Africans, which sometimes becomes their weakness, is generosity or kindness. Because of this quality and the persistency from the Portuguese, the chief had the land released after 11 years. They mobilized themselves, came down with a team of artisans, and this structure was put up. Two incentives motivated the Portuguese to have this structure being built. One, it would help them to enjoy monopoly over the trade along the stretch of West African coast. Two, it would help them to protect themselves from external forces who would attack due to competition. We can see this message. This message was written in the year 1992 during the first Pan-African Historical Theatre Festival. And the theme for the celebration was Re-Emergence of African Civilization, Uniting Africans from the Diaspora. There was a ceremony called Fiankra, meaning when the Africans were taken away, they never had any chance of saying goodbye. At the end of the ceremony, this message was written. As you can read, the main highlight of the message on the wall is this. Today, may any of the Africans in the diaspora who want to come back home should find their root. Amen. May humanity never again be given any chance to perpetrate such injustice against humanity. Amen. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Now these are two cells. They are not dungeons or the room of no return, but they are European cell and a condemned cell. Now let's ask ourselves this question. If this structure is a slave dungeon, why do we have European cell in a slave dungeon? The Bight of Biafra, the eastern part of the Niger Delta, Nigeria, Gabon, Cameroon, and the likes. You took off the Gold Coast, Ghana, and the Western Africa, it keeps on going. As a result, some of these enslaved were coming from these present-day areas, and they had to walk on foot in the jungle to get to the dungeon. That is why, as they got closer to this dungeon, the slave river where they had the last bathe became so necessary for the physical cleansing in order for them to look attractive, nicer before they would be auctioned. Again, sexually in the dungeons, some of them were abused. But due to the high position of the governor, this is the balcony put up there for the governor to stand, while he gave orders to the soldiers to have the gate of the dungeons opened. All of them came out of the dungeons as we have gathered over here today. As he stood up, he looked through, picked a woman of his own choice. But the one chosen by the governor had been in any of these dungeons for several days, weeks, or months without bathing, brushing her teeth, or washing them. As a result, she would be smelly. So what do you see around me? Two separate water reservoirs. Now this water reservoir contains 20,000 gallons of rainwater. So once you are selected, or any enslaved was selected by the governor or any other European official, water was fetched with buckets for her to bathe. Now we can say this is another slave dungeon that took about 120 women. We can see some clothes and chains on the floor. These are not the original clothes and chains, but in the year 2016, less than 8 years ago, there was a reenactment program in this dungeon, where a group of Africans, numbered about 60, volunteered themselves to reenact. This is the main passage to get into the room of no return. Please. In the dungeons, they kept on losing weight. So by the time the ship arrived, due to the weight loss, each captive could just go through this door. At that time, the sea or the ocean was up here, was touching the structure. But due to the shallowness of the sea, the ship docked some few meters away. They used wooden boats to transport them into the ship. They were parked in the holdings below deck. Then the journey across the ocean began. Unfortunately, they never knew where they were going. They never knew how long the passage would take. The conditions on the board ship, they had no knowledge about it. There was no point that their situation became better. Things always worsened from one point to the other. Today, as you're going through these dungeons, if the walls have mouth to speak, they would have spoken better than me. Why? Until the lions learn how to write its own story, the hunter will always be a hero.
We've done the tour. We've heard the arguments. We've heard the facts. All the differences displayed, the raw emotions, the taste, the smell. We're out now, and our hope, moving forward, is that this type of atrocity ceases to stop and never happens in our world again. Even though things are happening today, we hope that the lessons of this would permeate in our consciousness and for the sake of humanity. Thank you.
It's really heartbreaking. Some of us prepared for it. Having seen some of these scenes on television, I was prepared for it, but I never knew it to get into me as much as it did. Well, of course, I saw some of us shedding tears. Some of us that are naturally loud, they became sober right inside there. It's really touching to be here